Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and what time is it? Yep, you've guessed it, it's Brick Hall o'clock! With two lovely packages from bricklink.com. No subscriber one this week, but I think some are on the way. Alright, well I do think the best things come in small packages, so I'll start with this one. Oh, and I've left my real address on there by accident, but not to worry. Oh golly, I think the end of my knife is very blunt. I might need to go on to a new blade. There we go. So the name for both of these packages that I give it to remind me which one is which was arcade, but that's because they've both got something to do with an arcade in them. But this one is spelt with a C and this one is spelt with a K, and that's because in here should be a pretty hard to find, yep, minifigure called Arcade. And wow, he looks like he's brand new in bits, so let's quickly piece him together. Now he was one of the hardest ones to get from the Ninjago Hunted line of minifigures, and if I can piece him together, that's because I think he's got the most kind of unique or different parts. Basically, he's got this lovely torso with kind of like the rotating wheels of a fruit machine, or a sort of one-armed bandit on his torso there. And then he's also got this lovely mask, welding mask with the kind of hunted striping across it. So he looks very different indeed. I'm not entirely sure why he's got one white hand and one black hand, but maybe somebody can explain that to me. So he's just a little bit different. And I was collecting the Ninjago hunted characters for my biker gang, which I still haven't done, by the way. So I really wanted him, and I may have overpaid at £6, but then again, he was the cheapest one available in the country, so maybe I didn't overpay. Maybe he's just getting harder and harder to find. So I thought I'd better get him before he became even rarer, because the most expensive one was about £20. So yeah, pretty good. I like him. I don't quite get why he's got that on his chest. Maybe you can let me know if you are aware of that. But yeah, this one came in the set 70655 Dragon Pit from 2018, which looks very Mad Maxy, doesn't it? Very Mad Maxy indeed, with the Iron Baron there on the top on his throne, completely tooled up with weapons, looking very rock solid. I've got him already, so that's good. So maybe the fact that these all look very Mad Maxy is exactly why I like them, and that's why I need to have a very sort of covered in chains and spikes and all the rest of it, sort of biker gang in my, well, what will be New City now, I suppose. So there we go. Yeah, he is vital for that collection. And I think today we're going to be satisfying quite a few of my Lego collections. So there is Arcade spelt with a K. Let's move on to the stickers. That must be paperwork. Don't need that. Get in here for the protected sticker goodies. And do I have to cut something? No, it just opens up. Whoops, something else fallen out. There we go. Smash into the camera and get into the stickers. Now, I may have overpaid a little bit again here in the fact that I paid £1 for a Friends sticker sheet, but it was important because it feeds one of my other addictions, which is collecting stickered surfboards. Yeah, bit of a sad collection, I know, but yeah, it was for these 4 little stickers here. Now these 2 will go on a coral coloured surfboard, which I already had from a Bricks and Pieces order, so that can go straight on there, and that looked very nice in my beach or maybe my surf shop scene. And then I didn't have a lime one, so I bought one at the same time, and that's there, so that can go with that sticker and that sticker on the back. So that is why I bought that sheet. So yeah, £1 for that. Don't know if that's worth it, but it kind of is to my addicted, addled mind. My name is Robin and I'm a brick addict. So are there any other ones we can use on here? I'm not sure about that skull and crossbones. It's a bit Friends head shaped. That's interesting. What on earth is that? That looks almost like a toy or something. That looks like sort of soft drink and so on. Fun Bay. I mean, that could be a store. Maybe put that in a shop window in my new old town, if that makes sense, for the new city. That could be something I could use. Fun Bay. It sounds sort of like a rubbish toy shop, or maybe an even worse clothing brand or something like that. I don't know. I don't think I can use that screen with her on it. And I think that sticker came off the great big red octopus head that's part of one of the games there. It looks a bit like my shooting gallery. But is a bit different, fair enough. In fact, that octopus build's pretty cool, actually, if you ask me. Also the Seahorse build as well. In fact, pretty much all of the beasties that make up that set. 41737 Beach Amusement Park from 2023. So yeah, there is another collection satisfied there. A third collection. Wow, a lovely, nice plastic piece that I'll pull out of this in a moment for a surfer sail, windsurfer. Now that one comes from the set 41710, Surfer Beach Fun from 2022, another friend set. And well, I don't like anything about that set at all, actually. It's pretty horrendous. Yep, even the parts and the colours, no, there's nothing in there for me apart from this sail. So I'm glad I got a brand pristine new one of that. I think it said used, you know. I was a bit worried that it would be, you know, maybe dented or something like that. But this is brand new. It's never been taken out of its surround. So yeah, that's great. Sunshine on there, surfing waves on there, lime colour. I absolutely love it. Very bright indeed. And you'll even be able to see the minifigure kind of using it like that. That'll be brilliant. So I'll attach that to a bigger windsurf board and have that going around. I'm hoping in a new city to have a great big band of open water, which I haven't really got in my current city just because of the constraints of space. And then I can have things like sort of 4 of these going by and some people on jet skis and goodness knows what else, loads of boats out and about, maybe racing around or something like that. So that's my plan, part of my master plan for designing all the table levels for the new room. So I do hope that that will join the rest of my collection of sails and you know, be in sight, because I've probably got about 1 of those actually being used in my current city, and I've got about 8 or something. So yeah, another collection satisfied. This is a part for the flyer in the Alien Conquest line, which I subsequently got from somewhere else. So I think that was a mistake that I got 2 of those. Anyway, I've got loads of these quarter circles tiles to make more of those portals, because people like the sort of idea of random portals being set off, possibly by Dr. Inferno in my city. Not Doctor Strange like they're supposed to be in the Marvel stuff, but you know, I've got one with dinosaurs coming out of. Maybe that's the reason why we're going to have a woolly mammoth walking down the street. Maybe we'll have historical figures sort of popping into Brick Nottingham, and maybe people from Brick Nottingham going to past times. Who knows? So I just thought if I had loads of those on every blank wall, that had something really weird going on, like there was a real disturbance in the space-time continuum. So I've got 1, 2, 3 sets of that. So that's going to be absolutely great. So ideas for those if you want to see particular scenes coming through into the new city. I probably won't put them in the old one. So here's another sticker sheet. This comes from 10306, the Atari 2600 from 2022. 2600, 2600, don't know which one is the proper name for that. I never owned that system or knew anyone who did. So yeah, and I don't really get it as a result. I mean, I suppose I've got warm sort of memories of the Super Nintendo and things like that. But basically, I don't understand why I'd buy a brick-built one nowadays, quite frankly. But anyway, each to their own. So one thing I do really like about that set is the kind of integrated bedroom scene. There's kind of a kid playing with the computer games with the screen of action on his TV. And one of the best other parts of that is the fact that he's got an 80s poster on his wall for New Wave, which was a sort of type of music where people would be very smart with long hair playing the guitar. And this just is brilliant. I mean, that is clearly the Human League, in my opinion, singing awesome songs and generating the very outset of a brand new set of 80s music. So yeah, that was a new trend and was brilliant. They're a bit before my time, but I fondly listen to it nowadays. So yeah, Human League-tastic, I think. So I really, really wanted that sticker sheet. Just for that picture, really, alone, it would have almost been worth it. But we get much more than that, don't we? Because we get enough stuff here to make a real big billboard for a new computer game or an old retro one being produced, with the fact that we've got the Asteroids game stickers here. Now, there are 2 more sheets as well for the Centipede game and the Adventure game as well. And it might be that I buy those in future. I'm not entirely sure, but this is the one that I really cared about. It seemed a lot of outlay to be buying the same kind of sticker sheet 3 times just for slightly different games. But I thought if I had that, and then maybe used with joystick controllers underneath it as a advert on a wall somewhere, that would be really cool. And then I could have that as a poster maybe for the same game in my computer game shop that I've already got. And what I absolutely love about this one as well is that clearly that ship is a proper Lego ship blowing up the asteroids, being the 497 Galaxy Explorer, or maybe the 10497 Galaxy Explorer. So yeah, either the 1979 one or the 2022 one. Who knows which one it is, but it is blasting those asteroids out. And that game is still awesomely cool, if you ask me. So yeah, I look forward to using those stickers as well. So that was a grail item for me. Great. So that means we just got 2 parts left, and they're very, very small and simple. And there's a black one and a white one. So why not give it to somebody who's got one black hand and one white hand? That might work really well, if I can actually get him to hold it. Never done one of these before, but essentially... Oh, golly, I've lost his head now. No, I can't get it on. Right, that was a bad idea for doing on camera, wasn't it? Live. Oh, golly, that just won't go in. Right, I'll do that later. But we've got a black wand and a white wand. And essentially, you're supposed to be able to, if you're not cack-handed like me, be able to get a minifigure to hold that end and then attach some sort of energy effect to the other end. And both these coloured wands came in the set 76415, the Battle for Hogwarts 2023 set, the one where Harry Skywalker finally confronts his father. Oh, spoiler, confronts his father, who ends up throwing Voldemort over that sort of balustrade barrier into the abyss, and the whole Slytherin base is destroyed. Yeah, everyone can remember that scene. Absolutely amazing. And I don't know why so many people were fighting so hard and dying unnecessarily when they could have just hyperspaced an empty ship through the Death Star, just like they did on later films, or even just light speeded beyond the shields like they did in a later film as well. Yeah, so either those people attacking the Slytherin base were lazy, or maybe it was the writers of later films that were being lazy, actually. So yeah, I don't know which one it was, but I think it was probably lazy writing. So come on, Star Wars people, do a bit better. Oh, I've got it on one hand now. Maybe it's just the white hand that's really hard. Oh, I've got it on both. There we go. So I can attach energy effects to those and have 2 people doing a battle. Now, that'll probably be in my castle scene, of course, because that's the only places where wizards will exist in my universe. So, yeah. And there's another picture there of Luke and the Emperor with Leia and Ron Solo, and 2 Goths that got caught in the middle of the exchange in those films. Unmistakable. Yes. Join the dark side. Cool. Right. Well, that is a really successful start. Fodder for lots of addictive collections. But now we'll get on to the second package. All right. So package number 2. What do I need to cut on this one with my very blunt knife? I think it's just along there. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, yeah, that's opening. Oh, golly. Mostly opening. No, there we go. Yeah, it's all coming out now. Crikey. That's bigger than I thought. So just toss that to one side and show you all the lovely goodness. Now, we have to start with this great big monstrosity. So got some sticker sheets there, but also one of these lovely wing pieces. Now, I've had one of these before. You might remember it was this one, which was basically I was going to use for my X-Man Phoenix by sort of tucking back the head bit and sort of having it looking like the flaming Phoenix from that comic book series or the Saturday morning cartoon. And somebody said that there was another one that was even more flamey and potentially more appropriate. So this one was the Golden Dragon Master from 70644, but this new one that they suggested I get is the 70647 Kai Dragon Master from 2018. And do you know what? They might be right, actually. It is a bit more flamey. I don't know. This one's got sort of lots of energy, sort of spiky, nice flame goodness. And this one's got more sort of bigger, gushing flames. So maybe I'll try both and see which one's best. It wasn't that expensive. So the person who suggested that and pointed this out, I better give you a bedoing. Thanks very much for suggesting that. I think it was quite a good idea. It's very bright and bold and red. So, yeah, I don't mind trying both. And then the other one can, well, I can make a little kite out of, I suppose. So that's another piece of plastic that needs flattening a little bit there. But it's mainly the outline that has been damaged there. So that's fine. Sticker sheets. Yeah, I said it was called Arcade, the second order. And that's because I desperately wanted the arcade stickers to make my own Cloud Racer game. So it's got these as the big sort of cabinet side sort of art left and right. And then where's the one that's the screen? Yeah, there we go. So basically it's a bit of road, and you actually have a roller skate piece in red that's actually movable and attachable, so you can actually play the game. The screen doesn't move, as you might imagine it being a sticker, but it's still quite realistic as an arcade game, and I thought, I have to own this. So yeah, I probably overpaid for this as well at £2.50, would you believe? Yeah, a bit extortionate, but I reckon I can use things like this, and well, most of it actually, in my Ninjago City when I get to that. Yeah, lots of nice iconography. So yeah, I may have overpaid, but this is so hard to get. So few people seem to buy the set that it came from, which was 80038 Monkey Kids Team Van from 2022, which looks quite fun, but I don't know. I can see why people didn't buy it in great quantity because, it's just a massive van and a kind of a weird base. Yeah, it doesn't really appeal to me either, but the arcade really does. That is wow, wow, wow. So we'll have a few parts for that. Oh, and there's the sort of topper header for it as well in here. I think I had a few already, and I'll have to get a few more from Bricks and Pieces, I think, to finish it. And I really like the fact that it's actually got pictures of another setting, much like we had over here, given that it's got the actual Cloud Roadster, as it was called then, from the set 80015 in the first sort of season of Monkey Kid from 2020 there on the side. And I just love the massive air intakes and sort of blaster engines out the back for that. Absolutely perfect. So yeah, an arcade game for that will be amazing wherever it ends up in my city. So that's that. The rest was, as usual, trying to find as much cool stuff as I could. That first vendor did have some really good items, but didn't have much quantity at all of what I needed. Now this sticker sheet is very cool indeed, and thankfully it was a lot cheaper, and that was from 80035, another Monkey Kids set, but Monkey Kids Galactic Explorer, which is a stolen name, isn't it? Galactic Explorer, that's what we had before. Oh no, that was Galaxy Explorer, wasn't it? Very similar, but anyway, yeah, so there's lots of sort of panel line stickers on and sort of vents and all sorts of stuff. Not very interesting, but what I got it for was just this one at the bottom twice, so I can make a double-sided Octan sign, but with Eastern symbols underneath it. And yeah, that does seem extravagant, and that's because it was extravagant. But hopefully I can use some of these other ones on screens. They look quite versatile. Sort of, I don't know, explosions and KO. That looks like a game. In fact, that is an arcade game. We've got KO and kind of 2 energy bars at the top. Oh, so that's good. So maybe I can make another arcade out of that. And we've got some good sort of joypad type buttons there and a screen. Yeah, so I reckon I will be able to use more, even though I just bought it for that lovely sign, which I'm going to put in an incredibly prominent position in my Ninjago City, I think, when I get to it. Lovely. Absolutely adore that. I just saw it and thought, yeah, need that urgently. Right, let's get into these in no particular order. Don't know why this says replacement pieces on. I don't think that was for me. Yeah, so there's a door for my space station. I am going to revisit my space station. It's currently attached to my ceiling, and attach it to a different ceiling, obviously in the new Lego room. So that'll be really good. And I figured that would be a better sort of airlock door than the 4x6 sort of trapdoor piece. Oh, let's see if I can get into this. Now this person had a load of old grey, and considering I'm going to be doing a lot more castle walls and stuff like that, I got, I think, virtually everything he had that was a reasonable price anyway. Lots of white gravas. I don't remember what they were for. Oh yes, I've just remembered what they're for, but I'm not going to tell you. That's going to be extravagant when I do it. That's going to be absolutely amazing. There's nothing like bigging something up and then not telling your audience what you're going to do or what you're talking about. You'll just have to keep tuning in and see me build something really, really amazing on the other channel. So I've got some of these just for holding up the crossing signs on railway crossings, because I figure I'm going to have more than the current number in the new city, just because it's bigger and there'll be more track. Got these 2 pieces because they were mere pennies, and I'm glad because they're in quite bad condition. But essentially, if I trim the corners, I think that'll be all right. They're just on the grey bit. The sort of main pattern bit seems to be all right, or at least repairable. And that'll go together like that, just to make the front of a flying vehicle. And that wasn't something I was shopping for at all, but I'm going to make a lot of flying sort of craft, so I thought that would be a good one to get one started. They came on the set 75001. Republic Troopers versus Sith Troopers from 2013. So the Republic versus the Sith. Is that the American Civil War? My history is awful. Anyway, there we go. So that's good with the sort of grill, some red bits and some lights, it looks like. Yeah, so you can imagine that being a nice flyer. I'm not going to copy the rest of the build for that. Just, use this as the starting point for a flying craft of some sort. Some more old grey plates. Lovely. Ooh, and a sort of scythe blade. Probably for somebody in my castle, except it isn't. That's for something else. Not going to tell you. Exciting. Some rail pieces for another train build that I haven't told you about yet. Now, these are quite interesting. I've not seen these before, and they are in old grey. And if I'm going to do more castle, maybe I can make a nice round tower somewhere. So I'm going to need a lot more of these if I do that. Because they only came on 2 old Harry Potter sets, I think. 4729 being one of them. Dumbledore's Office from 2002. So that must be located on a Dagobah system. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that's right. So yeah, they're in old grey. They've got this really nice kind of big flagstone type, well, maybe not flagstone, but big stone sort of outline on. Yeah, that looks quite good. You can also get a 1x2x5 brick with the same pattern on. So I've put that on my wanted list as well. So I can, build a flat section or a bit around a door or something like that as well. Yeah, they're better than I thought, actually. I like those. Yeah, so I don't know how tall I want to make it, but I'm going to need 4 for each circle. So yeah, probably need quite a few of those in the future. But there we go, that is that. We've got some of these pieces. Can't remember what they're for. Might be for one of my train builds. They're just useful. They're really unuseful until you need them. And then you're like, oh, I could do with one of those. And then they're really good for adding strength to something where you need a hole in the middle, like for a ride or something. Oh no, I remember what they're for. They're for the same thing as these grabbers. You'll never guess. Don't even try. Right, then I have a very important piece, which was very hard to find, and that is the torso from the character Doc Ock, but the female Doc Ock. Now, she came in 2 sets, including 10783, Spider-Man at Doc Ock's Lab from 2022. And the thing I don't like about that set, apart from virtually all the builds, is the fact that it's a female Doc Ock, who's a guy. I mean, if they want to have a female baddie, just make a female baddie. I don't get why they mess with things like that. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't really matter to me. I'm not that much into my Marvel, but it just seemed a bit odd to somebody who doesn't know what's going on. Maybe it's his daughter or something like that. They always have sort of family things going on. Anyway, this was the closest torso in the entire catalogue that I could find for doing a Phoenix figure, because it needed to be female, and so it's good that it goes in at the waist there, and this bright green is exactly right. So this will be part of the eventual Phoenix that goes on there. I want some legs with sort of big yellow boots on and a bit more bright green, which is harder to get than you'd think. I've got the sort of Firestar hair, which I got from Lego Bricks and Pieces, and I'm deciding which head to use. There's a really good but incredibly expensive Lord of the Rings head that I'm sort of thinking of trying, but my current favourite is that one. Oh, so that looks really good, doesn't it? Imagine her with the right colour hands on. Or are they gloves? I'll have to work out whether she wants to have gloves or have hands, is as part of that scene. So yeah, I'm collecting bit by bit to make my own Phoenix character for the X-Man scene, which I don't know where that's going to go, but, it's fun. So that, I think, was a very good choice, actually. Very good indeed. Quite comic book accurate, well, ish. But yeah, definitely the best in the catalogue that I could find. So very happy with that. So other small, interesting, colourful bits include loads of red fish. Now, these came on the Film Noir Detective from the Series 25 series minifigures, and I thought, I better get some of these while they're available, because they'll become ridiculously collectible, like some of the other colours of fish, like Dark Azure or something, which came with the catsuit person or something like that. And they're really, really hard to get and expensive. So I thought I'd fill my boots while I could. And now I discover that they're available on Lego Bricks and Pieces for 11 pence each. Darn it! So I may have overpaid to buy those. But anyway, we've got some lovely red fish for my undersea scenes, be it in the new city, which I think may have an undersea scene, unlike the current city, and of course my cabinet. Then we've got some bright green, rather lime green, bar pieces. I know what they're for. It involves aliens, So that'll be good. It's not a cantina though, don't get too excited. So many promised builds, so little time. Anyway, here's another one. It's sort of a money jar. I'm thinking of it as a tip jar. It says Paradise Falls on it, so clearly somebody's saving money for Paradise Falls as part of the Up House set, 43217 from 2023. So I'm just going to put it somewhere, like a coffee shop or something, which has a tip jar, and leave it at that. I don't know the story to the Up House, so, well, apart from that it's a house with loads of balloons attached so it can fly. That seems self-explanatory. I've also got some of these little horns that went on the baddies from the Monkey Kid line in this magenta colour, which I just thought would be useful for using somewhere. Either on a knight's helmet or a plant or something under the sea. Lovely. Now, so far I've been avoiding dream stuff, not because I don't like it, but just not enough. I don't like it enough. Anyway, I've finally given in and bought one of the characters, which is Z-Blob, or Z-Blob. Z-Blob probably, isn't it? Who's this little green dude with slime on his head. Yep. Not much to say about that. So I don't know what I'm doing with that. Is that a toy? Is that on an advert billboard or something? I've got no idea. So ideas for that. I'm kind of wondering whether I should have bought that or not. But anyway, I did. Couple of those. Not going to tell you what they're for. Oh, there's some interesting bits here I forgot about. Yeah. So I've got lots of tiles. Oh, I think these are for that arcade game. The Cloud Racer. Lots of red and yellow tiles. Nice and new and shiny. Lovely. Oh, and there's the 2x6 ones that I'll need for those side panels with that lovely cabinet art on. Absolutely great. I'm going to hopefully build that after I finish here. That looks great. Hopefully I've got all the pieces. I think there might be a few brackets I need though. It's quite a complicated, weird build, that one. Anyway, here's a very interesting piece. A very, very beautiful clock face on a 3x3 round tile. Very nice. So this is actually a glow-in-the-dark piece and came as part of 43232. Peter Pan and Wendy's Flight Over London from 2023, which is quite a cool set actually. Very cool for Disney. All those sort of blue hues. It's almost like the Van Gogh Starry Night set, isn't it? With all the different blues representing the shadows and so on. So I don't know if I can charge this up on my filming lights. They aren't intense enough usually to then see it, but I'll just give it a quick go. Put it inside my hand. Can you see that glowing? No, it never works, but I can see with my eyes in real life that it is proper glow in the dark, and that is going to be great. So I'll stick that somewhere, maybe on my town hall or something like that, and then when I turn out the lights to the Lego room, that will glow along with my glow in the dark rats, spiders. What else have I got? All those skeleton horses, they all glow, and all my street lights, which I'm planning to do all glow in the dark this time. So that looks lovely. Very happy with that. I think you got about 4 of them because they were on each face of Big Ben, of course, on the Elizabeth Tower. So, yeah, that's very, very nice. I may have overspent on that as well. I must have been feeling flush when I made these orders because, yeah, I didn't hold back. But, you know, you got to treat yourself sometimes, haven't you? Oh, I've been working hard recently, so I deserve it. Anyway, oh, here's something else. I've never seen these before. So I was going to buy these direct from Lego, but they're about £1.20 or something, so I'm not paying that. Somebody will have them for at least half that, and this person did. So they're just these new sort of motion pieces. You can have somebody flying, and on one end we've got, oh, it's an axle. Right, it's a cross axle. So that'll hold it very rigidly so it won't rotate. That makes a lot of sense, actually, because anything else might turn under the weight. So I could use this for holding sharks in the swimming pose, or people flying. Oh, and there's a stud on each side rather than an anti-stud. Well, that is interesting. So I can mount another bar in there or a stud on there. So you could almost have somebody standing on one side and somebody else standing on the other, like a mirror image. That's an interesting idea, isn't it? So yeah, they're very versatile. And then of course another bar on the end there. So absolutely amazingly versatile pieces. It could be used in any old direction you can imagine. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to using those. So 4 of those to get me started. I'll probably want loads now. I can see why they might cost so much. They're very, very intricate pieces. Started buying a few of these in case I increase the size, which I almost certainly will, of my marina, because I use these sort of one like that, one like that, one like that for my edging. So they're usually about 5p in stores. Whenever I see them about cheap, don't buy them when they're 15p, buy them when they're 5p, and then they're really good value. So that's that. couple of those for the same alien build that I'm not telling you about, so better not tell you about them either. It's going to be quite cool, actually, that build. I know I've still got a few of the pieces to buy, so that's not coming that soon, but I also need to incorporate a great big scene for it to go in, so not the cantina though. Yes, not the cantina. So a few more random pieces, not too concerned about telling you about those. More grabbers, that's for the same thing as the other grabber, except these are the two long ones. Oh, I've saved all the boring stuff till the end. Lots of plates, long ones and short ones. And there's some of those brackets I need for my arcade game. Look, there's the red ones. So believe it or not, I didn't have any of those in my collection already. And some yellow ones, which are more common, but nonetheless, I didn't have any. Oh, and the black ones I need. Yeah, I might have enough, you know. I'm going to put that all over there, and that'll speed me up later. So that is absolutely everything from both orders. And wow, what we haven't got in quantity, we have definitely got in quality. We've got a new Phoenix potential sort of set of wings for the fiery extravaganza that is her, as well as, I think, the best torso available from Lego in all years combined for that character. So I'm looking forward to piecing her together. The arcade machine and its sticker sheet. The Man Arcade with his lovely magic wands. Loads more for Portals. Lots of projects. Red Fish. All sorts of stuff. Octan stickers here. Bits for space. Absolutely everything covered. Even a new flyer and a glow-in-the-dark clock. Well, you can't say better than that. Well, an absolutely amazing pair of packages there. I think I've learnt that the batteries on my UV torch are low because they're barely making any headway on that glow-in-the-dark piece, but you can see that it does glow nonetheless. Yeah, an amazing assortment of stuff that I'm really excited to get to use. So yeah, as always, thank you very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome brick hauls. Do also subscribe to the main Robin Hood Bricks channel in order to see all of these bricks being used in those future builds. And if you value these channels, there are many ways in which you can support them. Do check out the links in the description below. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, again, I'm hoping to squeeze in a build for this Friday, but the new Lego room will take priority if I am needed there. Otherwise, we'll do an update on that progress on Monday and then another haul next Wednesday. I'm doing these quite religiously, so that is very good indeed. So yeah, until next time, see you! Right, time to get sticking. Lovely stickers.